Hi, welcome to Ekate's Crossing. Okay, so I want to sort of start exploring Deck of Heroes Tarot. Now, some of you who have seen me use it um, on my lives may have seen me use it in readings, etc. But I sort of want to get into some of the imagery a little bit more. So I want to really have a look at what the artist or what the creator did it. So this is let me tell you a little bit about the Deck of Heroes Tarot, right? So it says, romance as the exhilarating journey of love and happiness is never a path we choose to follow. The path chooses us. And there is no shortage of psychological and theological, but primarily unsubstantiated dogmatic science that will tell you there is an on and off switch. However, it is not up to you, and it is certainly not up to them, who will arouse feelings within you. Wonderful, powerful feelings, merely standing across the room, smiling in your direction. Romance is that way for a reason, and it is in that very lack of control that real love and happiness is found. It is always elusive if you pursue it in an angst and attempts to control the circumstances in which it will be found will show you only paths that lead back to where you started. Love happens, and there really is nothing more to it than that. Yet you are far from on your own in your quest for romance, as the universe will tell you, when it is near in a whisper perhaps, but it will not let it pass without giving you a clue. The tarot is a window into the expanse of possibilities, into understanding the clues that will help you choose the right path to where your romance will be found. There are many opportunities, but by definition only one destiny, and the love and happiness found in the internal romantic journey is the destiny you seek. Begin by realizing that it is up to you not to choose, but to accept your feelings and love whom the universe has chosen for you. Not doing this is denying your own path to happiness, and you're entitled to that path, that internal romantic journey. Your feelings tell you so. If not, then why do such feelings exist within us? The key to following the clues the universe is giving you begins by understanding you from your point of view and knowing what makes you happy. We've been told what was supposed to make us happy, but that's not always the same thing, is it? Please note that it's not my place nor my intention to offer direct advice within these pages, only tools and encouragement to use them wisely, one at a time. Tarot card reading at its most basic level requires only three things: a person, in this case you, a question, and a tarot deck. You can actually shuffle the cards, place them face down, turn over the top card, and you've just done a tarot reading. No, seriously, it's true. It's called a one-card spread. You just think of the question as you shuffle the cards, then turn over the top card. Of course, now you might want to know what that card you have turned over means, but you can begin by examining your feelings when you look at it. One of the most difficult habits to break, because we are taught at a very young age to do this, is to think about something first. When the universe communicates clues to us, they are represented by instances and fleeting thought. Then we dilute it with a lot of thinking and reasoning, and after a few moments we've lost faith in the original clue, and have likely taken a wrong turn along our path. It is, of course, important to realize that you must still apply rational thinking to your thoughts before you accept them and act on them as impulses of antisocial, unethical, illegal, or inhumane behavior are never clues put forth by the universe to help you find your destiny. Both of you. If you read for yourself, you have to sit on both sides of the table. You must be the querent, the person asking the question, and you must also be the reader. There must always be two people at the table, not literally. Just the part of you that wants to know the answer to the question, and the part of you that will find the answer within the cards during a reading. If the part of you with the question, the part that wants to know something, looks into the cards for your answer, you will create it as you will likely see what you want, hope, or expect to see. If you're traveling in unfamiliar surroundings and consulting a map to discover why you've not yet arrived at your intended destination, and you do not convince yourself that a wrong turn you made was in fact correct, you accept the mistake, turn around, and get back on the path to where you want to go. When a situation carries a strong emotional state, it gets much harder to accept, correct, and move on. Ultimately, you must follow your own heart, of course, but if you find yourself asking the same question about the same person over and over again, you might be seeing something because you want it to be true. Quest for coincidence. It's not a coincidence that a person on a quest will need to ask questions. Who can form the best questions and who can best answer them are the first questions to ask, and the most important of all. The answers are you and you again. Of course, you must explore your world and ask questions in others as well. But when it comes to doing a tarot reading, you are the best at understanding what you're looking for and the only one who has the ability to recognize it. When it comes to forming your question, the tarot cards are not going to ask you to be more specific, as it were. They will answer the question you asked, and they could very well mislead you. Generalized questions like, will I ever find love, are too broad and won't be of any help. You could improve the question by asking, will I ever find somebody that truly loves me? But that doesn't account for your feelings towards them. And you may have already have a friend that has a strong feeling towards you that you don't reciprocate. You are much better off to ask questions that are specific and based on elements of your life that you're already aware of. For example, I am beginning to have strong feelings for, insert the name here. Are there any obstacles that would prevent the person from developing strong feeling towards me? When you break it down, you're not looking for something. What you're looking for is the path to something. And one of the most important questions you will need the answer to is, what obstacles will I face on my current path? And will I be able to overcome these obstacles? There are a number of obstacles you might encounter that either can't be overcome or attempts on your part could not be well received in the long run and may only seem like a good idea at the time. If either of you can't or shouldn't proceed, it is not your path. What you want to happen is what you are seeing, not reality. Your life in pictures. The standard tarot deck contains 78 cards, usually broken into two separate parts. In my opinion, there are three separate sections of a standard tarot deck. So we've got the major arcana, of course, which you can learn more about. Then you've got the minor arcana, which the numbers through aces to tens, and then you've got the 4 court cards for each suit. Okay, I'm not going to go into all that detail there about tarot. Okay, so just an author's note. Please note that although every card by the companion deck of the set contains at least one male, I did it this way for the aesthetic appeal that I felt many might enjoy, but by no means should it be considered contradictory to how I feel the cards should be interpreted. Just talks a moment of pause, just talks a little bit about working with tarot cards, and then it goes through each card. And then with all the cards, it's got a 3 card spread and a Celtic cross. And then it does have a personality spread. And one final note. So just a little thing about that question that they asked. So I think this is an awesome question to ask if you want to read. I am beginning to have strong feelings for so and so. Are there any obstacles that would prevent this person from developing strong feelings towards me? That's a great question. When you're thinking of questions that start with how, what, and why. So you're asking for obstacles that would prevent challenges to the situation. So let's have a look at some of these cards. So let's have a look at the hero. The Fool, should I say. Let's look at the Fool to begin with. I just want to grab one card to start with. So here we have the Fool. Let's read what it says in the book. Okay, so we've got the upright and then we've got the reverse. The upright is, this is always the beginning of something, plain and simple. Although the variants of the new journey are limitless, it should be easy to determine what it refers, whether it's an adventure, a relationship, a business endeavor, a career, academic effort, it starts here. Interestingly, when this card appears, one is already aware of its meaning in their life and is likely to have asked about it specifically. And the reverse talks about being tentative, maybe even afraid about this new beginning, the journey that lies ahead. But it is quite possible, unavoidable. If it is a representation of opportunity, then one is altering the path by not taking the first step. Regret will line the new path, this knowing the beginning is there, but reluctant to take that first step, most likely fictionalizing or rationalizing reasons for not getting started. Now, I don't expect to remember all that information as when a reading comes up, because all that information is not going to be relevant to the reading, depending on what the question is, of course. So let's have a look. We've got the Fool, which to me is about new beginnings, free start. Maybe it's about being cautious, being aware of the journey. Maybe we're starting fresh on a situation. And the second card here we have is Lovers. So, of course, we know that Lovers is about relationships. So let's have a look and see what the book says. Now, the reason why I'm doing it this way, I would not normally, if I was doing a reading for someone, I would not be using the book. I would be going with my own intuition. Okay, but as we just do it, we're exploring the cards at this stage. We're sort of going into them a little bit deeper, so we know we know that the Fool's about new beginnings. So now we want to look at what the Lovers is. Okay, so the Lovers here is, as the name of this card will attest, there certainly can be a connection to such thing as love and romance, a union of that nature described by marriage, even if the formality of the ceremony and legal documentation is absent. Stronger here, though, is the presence of a choice where the decider must be married to their decision. Some choices can be remade or abandoned and made again if the results aren't gratifying or successful based on a preconceived ideal, while some deserve a commitment to the choice. Reversed, quite often littered with empty promises, with more promises to follow for the sole purpose of achieving something not contained within the promise and primarily self-gratifying. This could also be a depiction of failure to make the correct choice, as in wrong choice for the right reason, but more commonly making a choice or a commitment perfectly to the wrong reason. For me, it's about the sense of new beginnings, and in regards to the new beginnings, there's choices yet to be made. In regards to maybe a relationship, a connection with someone in some way. It definitely feels like there's choices to be made. So let's do one more. So here we've got the Sun. It's interesting how we've got Major Arcana coming up. Okay, so we've got the Sun. So let's have a look and see what the Sun is all about. Now, for me, the Sun's about happiness and joy, about contentment. Maybe it's about the sun exposing something, something coming to light. Maybe it's the start of a new day. Those sort of things happen. So for me, when I look at these three cards, here I'm seeing a sense of new beginnings, new possibilities, as I make choices yet to be made. Are there choices yet to be made? Bringing something into the light. Could be. Bringing a sense of happiness to the situation. Here in the book it says a time before the accomplishment of a goal when coming to terms with the true value of life. A clear and simple matter of someone feeling as if all is right within the confinements of their world, whether they find gratefulness with what they have or in knowing that the objective they have chased relentlessly is a short distance away. It is also possible that one has come to realize that they damn well can succeed in the face of doubters and a rapturous feeling that completes one's feeling of existence. With reversed, a pseudo success story and a poser of happiness, perhaps. And although it certainly can be a defense mechanism, leaving someone a sympathetic entity is nothing more than an illusion, creating the happiness in life that is pseudo grand persona, which is masking something, tragically fooling only the one who lives it. What marks this card reversed more than any other aspect is the loss in the facade is that they could succeed if they weren't more focused on convincing others that they'd accomplish something and actually work towards accomplishing it. Interesting card. So there you go. Just some thoughts in regards to working with Deck of Heroes. I love the imagery of it. To me, it can be also about the sense of moving forward. There's definitely some movement of the new beginning. I do feel like there's some movement. Again, you've got the steps, so you're climbing the steps into new possibilities. And here you're standing on a edge, you've got a ball in your hand, so you've got that. It's actually the sun, but it looks like a ball as such. It's the sun. You're standing in front of it. It feels like you've got the the new day in your hand. Feels like there's a new day to begin. So it's interesting here. There seems to be a lot of movement here, and suddenly you've achieved what you need to. You've got that light coming out of the darkness. So interesting cards there. So yeah, this is a great tarot deck that I love using for all sorts of relationship type readings. Of course, it can be used for any type of reading, but for me, it's about very much about the relationships of people around us at any time. This is a great masculine type energy type deck, which I love. So yeah, that's it from me. Don't forget to check the links down below. Check the links on my channel. Like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you know when the next video will be uploaded. Take care and blessed be.